Quite a few folks were put off, if not flat out offended, after my words were interpreted as associating support for Trump from the black community with all the legal issues he's facing. For that, I sincerely apologize. To be clear, my words were misconstrued. I'm stating right here for the record that my words were taken out of context.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about sports media personality Stephen A. Smith apologizing for defending President Donald Trump on Fox News alongside Sean Hannity. Now, the reason why he apologized is because a bunch of friends, family, colleagues, everybody call him on the phone. They're upset, they're triggered, they're butthurt, they're really offended that he would ever defend such a man. And I'm going to say this. He had to have seen this coming. Look at where you work, my man. You're on ESPN. This is a Disney corporation, and Disney has a CEO by the name of Bob Iger. Bob Iger is a well-known never-Trumper, and a lot of your colleagues under Bob Iger are also never-Trumpers, and you're in the black community. So you know, before you say a thing like that, before you defend Donald Trump, you're going to get a lot of kickback, a lot of negativity. So before you say it, be prepared to stand on it. Don't apologize now. Don't say, oh, they took my words out of context. No. You said what you said. You weren't lying. Stand on it. Now, here's the context. He was talking about Trump's comments from a few weeks ago saying the black community could relate to him because he's going through all this criminal justice system malarkey, BS, kangaroo court. The same thing that many of us say that we go through. Getting trumped up on charges, ticky-tack stuff, arrested for no reason, getting football numbers in the penitentiary, making big rocks to little rocks for a small, minute, rice-sized piece of crack cocaine from the 1990s. Ironically, Joe Biden is the one who was behind that, and a lot of us still voted for the guy, but different story, I digress. What he was saying as far as defending Trump on that statement was not wrong because we say that. And if Stephen A is wrong, and if Trump is wrong, then why do we say we always get hemmed up like this? It doesn't make any sense. Now, before I go any further, let's get to what the NAACP said. I'm watching this right now on incognito mode because they blocked me. They say, relatable, show of hands. Anyone in your black family have 88 felony charges pending, filed for bankruptcy 6 times, made an attempt to overthrow a presidential election and our democracy, and still have the ability to fall asleep in court and dream of being president of the US of A, hashtag blasphemous. Now, I don't know why the NAACP blocked me. I'm a black man. Why don't you support me? Aren't I part of the CP in your name? But then again, the NAACP was founded by a bunch of white liberals who did not like black folks like me. So they're kind of pretty much keeping in line with their history. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to what Stephen A said. And of course, I will link to everything in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
But I got to tell you something. As much as people may have been abhorred by Donald Trump's statement weeks ago, talking about how black folks, he's hearing that black folks find him relatable because what he's going through is similar to what black Americans have gone through. He wasn't lying. He was telling the truth. When you see the law enforcement, the court system and everything else being exercised against him, it is something that black folks throughout this nation can relate to with some of our historic, iconic figures. We've seen that happen throughout society. So no matter what race, what ethnicity you may emanate from, we relate to you when you're suffering like that because we know we have.
So what did he say that was wrong? I mean, if he lied right there, then we're lying when we say that we have gone through these things historically. If he's lying, then we're lying. So which one is it? Why attack the man for echoing what many of us say in the community? It doesn't make any sense. So he didn't say anything wrong here. Now, unfortunately, here's the apology. Here's the walk back. Let's check it out.
I wanted to touch on something that I made news about just a few days ago. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Accountability is where everything needs to begin in this world. It's something I say quite often. I certainly never hesitate to hold folks accountable when mistakes or mishaps occur, so I'm certainly not about to run from it myself. I'm fully aware that I've been in the news over the last few days, paraded all over social media as well, after comments I made during my appearance on Fox News' Hannity last week with the one and only Sean Hannity himself. And I'm fully aware of the outcry that has ensued because of it. A lot of folks in Black America seem pretty pissed at me right now.
But you know what? Let me just pause them right here. And shout out to you, Stephen A. Smith. Fair use, please. Don't give me no copyright claim on this. But you know why they're upset. It's not nothing to do. What you said was correct. The reason why they're upset is because you defended Trump. It doesn't matter. Trump could have said, hey, you know what? I fell today and I broke my pinky toe. And you say, hey, Trump, get well soon. They're going to say, how dare you say get well to this man? It doesn't matter what you say. It's Trump. That's the whole point. But I digress.
From friends and loved ones to colleagues, contemporaries, and dare I say even the NAACP itself. Quite a few folks were put off, if not flat out offended, after my words were interpreted as associating support for Trump from the Black community with all the legal issues he's facing. For that, I sincerely apologize. To be clear, my words were misconstrued. I'm stating right here for the record that my words were taken out of context, misrepresenting and depicting me in a way I found every bit as insulting and disrespectful as folks in Black America evidently felt about what they thought I said.
Now, who took the words out of context? Because Fox played what you said. They played it in full. Did they edit it? Did they leave certain words out? I don't understand. So who took your words out of context? Could it be that the community itself took what you said and made it mean something else and now they're offended? Or how about this? What you said was taken exactly the way that it was meant to be heard. But again, it's Donald Trump. It doesn't matter what you say. Anything that can be seen as positive and it's not expressly negative, you're going to get attacked from the very same people. Don't waste your time apologizing to these people because they don't even want to hear it. They don't even want to hear it.
But I'll own it anyway. Because please know that I know the buck stops with me. I'm in the communication business. I've been here for 30 years. So regardless of whatever interpretation that accompanies any words coming out of my mouth, the responsibility ultimately lies with me first and foremost before anybody else. I've always felt that way. I still do. I always will. Period. Blacks who refuse to support Trump are aware of his history of issues. And we'll never forget how Trump claimed Obama, the nation's first Black president, wasn't even qualified to hold office because he was born in Kenya.
Let's pause right here. Okay, there's this. I want to get into this. So basically now he's trying to say, look, I'm not a Trump supporter. I was just saying what he was saying is right. So don't get it twisted. That's what he's saying right now. And I think he's being consistent with that about not being a Trump supporter. You cannot necessarily want to vote for somebody, but at the same time say that they did something right or that they did not lie about a certain thing. All right. If President Joe Biden came out and said that inflation is high right now, I'm not going to call him a liar because I'm not going to vote for him. I'm not a fan of his. He told the truth that inflation is high. Now, will he say that? That's a different story, but I'm not going to call him a liar when he told the truth. It doesn't make any sense. If I do that, then I'm the liar. Then I'm being the hypocrite. Now, as far as what he's talking about right here, I remember that whole thing about the birther issue. In 2008, I voted for Obama, unfortunately. I was young and dumb. I was 24 years old. I'm much older and wiser now. But back then I voted for him. First Black president, very excited. And I remember Hillary Clinton was running against him, and it was a pretty dirty campaign for the Democratic primary for the nomination to become the Democratic Party nominee. It was her campaign that put the birther rumor out about Barack Obama, and then Trump took it and ran with it. The same thing with the fake news narrative. The news media tried to blame Donald Trump for talking about news being fake and delegitimizing the mainstream media. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton did a whole talk about it that's probably available online if you search for it. Before Trump ever said a word about fake news, she had the term fake news first. He took it and ran with it. She, or her campaign at least, had the birther movement rumor in 2008. Trump took it and ran with it. But we will vote for a Hillary Clinton and her colleagues like Joe Biden, and it's fine. It's weird.
Although Trump recanted the statement during his 2016 campaign run for the presidency. Yet Trump's dissenters were not the topic of discussion when I was talking to Hannity. The support he appears to be receiving in the polls was what was being discussed.
All right, so there you have it. Stephen A. Smith talking about why he said what he said and apologizing for saying it. It's unfortunate, but you know what? I understand who you are. You're not a Trump supporter. You want to make it clear. But you can't say anything positive about Donald Trump without being seen as a Trump supporter. I mean, that's just how it is. And you got to understand, Stephen A., as I close, the mainstream media, they have gone crazy with Trump derangement syndrome. Oh, they've gone crazy. Go to any of these alphabet letter organizations' YouTube pages. I was on, I think, MSNBC's YouTube page. I was trying to find a clip for a video. I think it was Stacey Abrams talking to Al Sharpton. I was trying to find a clip on there rather than Twitter for a better quality video. And on their YouTube page, every thumbnail, I may have seen 24 thumbnails. 22 of them had Trump's face on it. All negative headlines. That's how they are. So you got to understand your audience or those who may be watching you and know that when you say something positive, when they're inundated with negativity about this man 24/7, how it's going to be received. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your thoughts on what Stephen A. Smith said about the apology, about the explanation, and his original statements? Do you agree, disagree? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. What he said from the beginning, should have stand on that. It's like, yeah, I said what I said, so what? And if you don't want to stand on it, then don't say it, because you automatically know anything you say positive will be spun in a negative way to those who do not like the president, which is unfortunately quite a few people in the community, quite a few of those on television, quite a few of your colleagues, maybe even your big boss, Bob Iger, over at Disney. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.